is Reg Ogilvie, and I own and operate Hoffemeyers Mill in Sebringville. In August of 1974, John, my father, purchased the mill. And incidentally, this August 19th, I believe it is, it'll be 40 years that we've been here. The mill itself has been here since the 1870s.
It was owned and built by a fellow from Holmesville, just this side or just east of Godridge.
Originally it made wooden well pumps. Around the turn of the century, demand for those had faltered, and the operator had closed the business down. In 1906, a fellow named Henry Hoffmeyer came to town, moved to this end of town, and started making windows and doors.
It was a woodworking setup, so it was a natural fit for Henry in 1906 to buy it. Henry had been a contractor in the area, and like most European contractor or carpenters, exceptionally capable.
That was 1906, and he ran the mill till 1926, when unfortunately the saw behind me here impaled him.
Henry was impaled and died a couple of days later after being hurt behind the rip saw of the mill. That is when Lorne took over.
At that point in time, his son, Lorne, had taken over the shop, and he ran it for, he unfortunately passed away at that time, and did not have children, so his nephews took over the business in the 50s, and their names were Carl and Otto Stoskoff, and they ran the business until the 1970s. And at that point in time, my father, mother and father lived up the road between Mitchell and Stratford, and were fixing up an old schoolhouse on the highway. And John had come familiar with the mill here, and kind of fell in love with it. One day, for sale sign was on it, and the rest is sort of history.
I'd like to say something about the two Stoskoff brothers and their one employee at the time, Stan Schellenberger. When I bought the mill, I wasn't a woodworker. Some people will say I'm not one now. These fellows treated me, all three of them treated me like a son. There was no question that I thought too stupid that they wouldn't answer for me. They just took me under their wing, and without that kind of assistance, I would never have been able to keep possession of the mill. I just would have blown it. The cooperation I had with the three of those people, just astounding. In 2005, my wife and I were very pleased. My son Reg showed good interest and ability. We felt he could carry the mortgage, and he took over from us.
My wife and I took over the company in January of 2005, so we're in our 10th year, I guess, of running it. My father had run it for 30, and so this August it'll be 40 years we've been here.
I enjoy very much being here now. I work the mornings. When Reg comes back from lunch, I go home. I take my grandchildren to the school bus in the morning. Life's good. The mill's been a wonderful opportunity for me. I've not regretted a minute that I've owned it or a minute that Reg has owned it.